A guy on Reddit posted his Sunday. 6 hours of work, no employees, one truck. He made $1,400 before dinner. Not from a side hustle gimmick, from other people's garbage. That is not a typo, and it is not an outlier flex. It is junk removal. And once you understand the math behind it, $1,400 in a day stops sounding crazy and starts sounding like Tuesday. Here is the part almost nobody explains properly. Junk removal is not a hauling business. It is a sorting business that happens to involve a truck. The money is not made by driving junk to the dump. The money is made by knowing what never has to go to the dump at all. Let me show you the real math on one job, because this is where it gets interesting. A homeowner calls you to clear out a garage. You quote them $300 for what looks like a half truckload, old furniture, boxes, a broken treadmill, some scrap metal. Here is what most people assume your costs are: dump fees, gas, maybe an hour of your time. Here is what actually happens if you know what you are doing. You separate the scrap metal from the treadmill frame and the old appliances, and you sell that at the scrapyard instead of dumping it. Scrap metal pays you, it does not cost you. You set aside the furniture that's still in decent shape and either sell it locally same day or drop it at a donation center, which often charges nothing or even gives you a tax receipt. What's left after sorting is maybe a quarter of what you started with. Your actual dump fee on that smaller load is $60. Your fuel is $20. Your time is 3 hours. You just made over $200 in profit on a job where most beginners would have paid full dump fees on the whole load and cut their profit in half. The sorting is the skill. Everyone can drive a truck to a landfill. Not everyone takes the extra 20 minutes to separate what's actually worth money. Now, the part where I tell you how cheap this actually is to start, because it is far less than people assume. If you already own a pickup truck, you can be operational for around $2,000. A used utility trailer, if you need more capacity, runs $1,500 to $5,000. General liability insurance is $500 to $800 a year. Get this before your first job, not after. An LLC registration is $100 to $300 depending on your state. A waste hauler permit, which some cities require, ranges from free to $300. That is genuinely the entire list. No warehouse, no employees, no inventory to buy in advance. If you want to test the waters with literally zero startup cost, there are now hauler platforms. DropCurb is one example, where you pick up jobs through an app, get paid around $40 or more per pickup, and the platform handles the customer relationship. No license, no insurance overhead, no marketing. It pays less per job than running your own business, but it is a genuine $0 way to find out if you can stand doing this work before you spend a cent. Let's talk pricing, because this is where new operators consistently undercharge and quietly sabotage themselves. Forget hourly rates entirely. Charge by volume. A quarter truckload runs roughly $100 to $150, a half load $200 to $300, a three-quarter load $300 to $450, a full load $400 to $600, sometimes higher in expensive metro areas. The simple rule that protects your margin on every single job: multiply your expected dump fee by 2 to 3 times, and that's your price floor. If the dump is going to cost you $80, you should never be quoting less than $200. Here's an uncomfortable truth the lowest-priced operators never figure out. If you race to the bottom on price to win jobs off Craigslist, you will always be busy and almost never profitable. The operators clearing 6 figures are not the cheapest ones in their city. They're the ones who charge enough to reinvest in advertising, which brings in customers who never even compare prices because they found you on Google already trusting your reviews. Your first 10 jobs come from exactly 2 places: local Facebook groups and Craigslist, where you post real before and after photos, and yes, junk removal produces dramatic, satisfying transformation photos almost as good as pressure washing does, and a Google business profile, completely free to set up, which becomes your main lead source within weeks once you have 5 or 6 genuine reviews. Ask every single happy customer for a review on the spot while they're still looking at their clean garage. That's the moment they are most likely to say yes. Now for the part that determines whether this stays a side hustle or becomes a real business. The owners earning $90,000 to $150,000 a year solo are not working more hours than the ones earning $30,000. They're working smarter routes, clustering same-day jobs in the same neighborhood, upselling commercial cleanouts and post-construction debris removal, which pays significantly more per load than a residential garage, and reinvesting profits straight back into advertising instead of pocketing every dollar early on. One owner's documented 4-year numbers came out to around $180,000 in annual revenue with $70,000 in actual profit. That's not a fluke. That's what happens when you treat pricing and reinvestment seriously from week one. The honest risks, quickly. Physical demand is real. This is manual labor, and your body is part of your business equation, especially solo. Disposal regulations vary wildly by city, so confirm your local waste hauler permit requirements before you take your first job, not after a fine. And seasonal swings are real. Spring cleanouts and moving season will be far busier than January, so build a cash buffer during your peak months to cover the slower ones. One truck, a trailer if you need it, the willingness to sort through what other people throw away, and the simple discipline to charge what the job is actually worth instead of racing strangers to the bottom on Craigslist. That's the entire business. People will always have junk. Someone is always going to get paid to take it away. It might as well be you. If breakdowns like this are useful, subscribe to the channel. Every video we dig into one real business with real numbers, so you know exactly what it actually takes before you spend $1.